wanted to come up with a name that kind of described our sound and what we sound like. That way people could kind of get an idea of what it sounded like just by the look, by reading it somewhere. So we came up with, we wanted our beats to sound epic, like big and powerful. So we brainstormed and we came up with the Epixx, like that big, strong, cinematic kind of sound. As far as John Q goes, John Q is a double meaning. It's my, my original name, that's my government name, John. And Q was a part of another nickname I had before when I started music. And the other meaning for it is kind of like John Q Public, meaning kind of like the voice of the common man. More like, you're not gonna see me doing things that normal people don't do. I'm kind of just normal. I just happen to do, beats and all this other entertainment shit. So that's where John Q comes from, and the Epixx.
As far as me, you know what I mean? Eddie Brock pretty much came from my best friend, Don Cheeto, you know what I'm saying? He's like, I've been knowing him since elementary school, and he's big in comic books and stuff like that. And so, he just started calling me one day, and I was like, who the hell is Eddie Brock? And then he put me up on game. He's like, Eddie Brock is Venom from Spider-Man. So for all y'all who don't know who Eddie Brock is, no, Eddie Brock's not my real name, but everybody knows me as Eddie Brock. As far as Ghost just came from all the homies, you know what I mean, like Sonny Rose, and it's kind of formed, you know what I mean. So Ghost, aka Eddie Brock, that's who you get, that's who you see. We the Epixx, that's us.
Well, honestly, I didn't grow up in Bakersfield. I've only lived in Bakersfield for the last 10 years, 9 years maybe. I grew up in a small town called Buttonwillow. It's about 35 minutes west of here.
Where? Buttonwillow?
Buttonwillow.
Big dub.
And small town, and pretty much there's no rap music going on. They listen to the top 40 there, but as far as, there's not a lot of artists musically that do things, so I was kind of the only guy, kind of left out a lot, doing a lot of the things myself, by myself, until I started linking up with people from Bakersfield when I moved to Bakersfield.
Who was that first CD that you had though? The one you told me you had, the very first CD?
MC Verbal and Plex, Paradox?
No, the first rap that you say your mom got you, I think it was a tape you said.
Oh yeah, you talking about the first CD that I ever got? Yeah, the first rap CD I've ever got was Cypress Hill, and Stoned is the Way of the Walk. That was my shit when I was a youngster, and that was when our first CD player, dude. That was a good time.
Well, pretty much me, you know what I mean. I'm born and raised in Bakersfield, lived all over Bakersfield. When I was little, my mom, played nothing but old school. Isley Brothers, Marvin Gaye, my grandma, Jerry Butler, stuff like that. So I was always around soul music, you know what I mean? So when I started picking up on hip hop here and there, you know what I mean? Like, it really, opened my eyes to something that I really liked, and the imagery and everything else. And so my very first big time, because I used to only have the radio. I didn't know about going and getting the CDs and underground rapping and stuff like that. So it was all just straight up what I got on the radio and what they would play on the radio. And so I would record off the radio and make my own mixtapes or whatever, so to speak. And then finally, when I got into high school, well, junior high, but mainly high school, really opened up my eyes to Wu-Tang. And once I got with Wu-Tang, it was a rap. As far as Raekwon, I had only built for Cuban Links. And once I got that, the rest is history. Like, I started writing. I started, I always wanted to make beats. I had a whack-ass program in high school called Hip Hop EJ, you know what I'm saying? And it was whack, the wackest shit I ever had in my life. And then from there I went on to the Fruity Loops, you know what I'm saying? Made beats on Fruity Loops. Not all beats you hear on Fruity Loops is garbage, you know what I mean? Because Ninth Wonder makes dope beats off Fruity Loops. I made dope beats off Fruity Loops, John did. And then it went up to Reason, and we got the MPC. So yeah, hip hop in Bakersfield is prevalent, you know what I mean? It might not be on the radio, but you better believe you can find it if you really wanted to. There's always hip hop shows in Bakersfield, so that's pretty much the story of, how I got hip hop in my life living in Bakersfield. So as far as like rapping, I would have to say, favorite rappers, you know, Ghostface. I've always been a big Ghostface fan. That's pretty much why, you know, you use Ghost too. That's like paying homage, you know what I mean? Ghostface. I love Ghostface to death. Joe Budden, Tech Nine. I listen to my hip hop is a wide variety. I don't listen to just one type of hip hop. I listen to everything. So, like I said, Tech Nine, Joe Budden, Self Scientific. You know what I mean? One of my best producers, my favorite producer out is DJ Khalil. He produces for everybody, and you might not even know who he is. You might not see his face because a lot of the times his beats are mistaken for Dr. Dre beats. So DJ Khalil, Jay Dilla, High Tech, you know, you name it, RZA, everybody, man. It's a wide range with me in hip hop. So that's pretty much, you know, to sum it all up for me. Like hip hop is just ongoing with me and don't stop.
As far as beats go, making beats and stuff, I think the first person beats that I heard that I thought, man, I want to fucking make beats was The Alchemist. I started getting into The Alchemist beats. I would download instrumentals and I would, you know, hear all the stuff that he was doing with Mobb Deep and all these people, and it kind of made me dig deeper. And then I discovered the Beat Nuts and, you know, Musical Massacre. I got the Musical Massacre CD. And it was incredible, and I got Take It and Squeeze CD, and that was incredible. And just kind of built up from there, you know, lyrically, like just hearing, like wanting to hear people rap. I think in 1998, my friend Matt Brennan bought a Cannabis CD, and we didn't know who the fuck Cannabis was. Nobody did in 98. And we vibed out, and we were listening to what this guy was saying, and it was like, this dude it's not like, he's not making party music, and he's actually saying shit that was blowing our minds at the time, like science, you know what I mean? So I would say, as far as the Alchemist and the Beat Nuts kind of made me want to make beats, and Cannabis made me want to listen to people rap more.